Hello everyone, welcome back to the first lesson of English grammar. Lesson 1, okay? In this lesson, we're going to be dealing with the differences between countable and non-countable nouns, okay? Now, what is countable? Countable nouns, as you can see here, which are highlighted in red, simply mean that you can count them, okay? For example, you have 1 apple, 2 apples, okay? You have 1 person, 2 persons, and notice that yes, it is persons. You have any sort of physical object that you can count. Take my pens, for example. I have 1 pen, 2 pens, and 3 pens. I can physically count that I have 3 pens, okay? Now coming down here to the non-countable section, this includes water, pollution, dust, etc. Something that you cannot count. Take this orange juice, for example, that I have. Here, you cannot count this. It would just be considered juice. Okay? It is simply just juice. You can use juice in different forms, but if it fits in with the non-countable section. Now here at the bottom, you can figure out how to use them appropriate to their determiners. So first of all, a lot of can be used with non-countables, and a lot of can be used with countables as well. For example, I have a lot of apples, and the exact same thing can be said for water or any sort of liquid. I have a lot of water. Okay, so that is one misconception I want to get cleared up. A lot of can be used for both. Okay, now the ones that have to be used for either non-countable or for countable is much. For example, I have too much water. I have too much money. Less. I have less money than you. I have less money than you. Little. You can agree that little will fit perfectly here. I have little money. I have little water. However, for countable, it is many, few, and fewer. Okay, this is the appropriate chart to use when describing countable nouns. For example, I have many friends. You don't say I have too much friends or I have much friends. You say I have many. Okay, something that you can count. I have few friends. I have few markers. And the last one is I have fewer, which is at a lesser point, so that is little, but in the countable form, fewer, I have fewer rulers, for example, okay? Now, coming down here, the amount of is for non-countable. For example, the amount of water is, okay? And one other thing that I forgot to mention is singular and plural nouns. Or sorry, singular and plural verbs, okay, which I'll get to here in a second. But you can see that it is the amount of water is. You don't say the amount of water are because because any sort of non-countable is singular. Okay? You must use the verb is, okay? Countable, you can use the verb is, or you can say are, okay? So is or are, depending on the noun, whether it be singular or plural. But for non-countable, it is always singular, okay? Singular. The amount of water is, okay? But however, for countable nouns, the number of, it is the number of, okay? And this makes sense because the number is countable. You can count 1, 2, 3, okay? The number of people, and people we know as, it is plural. The singular is person, 1 person, but people are plural, okay? So you can say the number of people are, okay? So the number of people are. One other thing to break the ice is determiners. Determiners, there are 2 forms of determiners in English, which is which are a, an, or the. Okay, so the determiners. A, the. You cannot use a or n for non-countables. For example, you cannot say I have a water. You can say I have the water. That's logical. You cannot say I have a liquid, or you can't say I have a liquid. You have to say I have the liquid. However, when it comes to countable nouns, something that you can count, you can use both a, an, or the. Okay? Just to note that an, it is an just because the noun that has a vowel, we put an. Okay? And just to summarize everything, leave a comment down in the description. Is it I have too much money? Or is it I have many money? I have too many money. Let me know your guys' answer in the comments. And if you're right, I'll give you a check. And I'll let you guys know that if you guys are wrong, I'll correct you as well.